Hi, my name is Drew, and you won't believe the origin story of a popular children's game.
Hi, my name is Adri, and you won't believe the bunny revolution.
Hi, my name is Gina. I'm just talking about primates.
What does this all have to do with the word leap? Find out in this episode of History Bluffs. Hello and welcome to another episode of History Bluffs. It's where truth is stranger than fiction. And now I want to welcome to the show, it's your host. I mean, why not? It's me, Adam. It's Adam, your host.
Adam,
Hello, everybody.
you're real. You're not just a voice.
I am real. We were going to have Carlos on here, but he's having some technical difficulties. If he comes back, he's the host. I'm not going to totally step on his toes. But hey, welcome to another episode of History Bluffs, and I'm going to do the hosting duties. Let's do this. So History Bluffs, this is everybody's favorite midweek comedy, improv comedy game show where truth is stranger than fiction. We have three, count them, right here. 1, 2, 3 historians, armchair historians. They will be telling you 3 stories from history. I'm not going to get too far into it because we have a whole rules sheet to go. But first, let's actually bring these folks up and meet them. Let's hear it for Drew right there. Drew holds 4 master's degrees, and he is also a resident of the Commonwealth of Trinidad, and he is a Shriner, and he is also one of the Beefeater Knights. They named the gin after him. Let's hear it for Drew. He is an expert in all things, including leap. Drew, what's on your mind today?
It's amazing what you can do with just some basic PowerPoint skills.
That's true.
Fake diplomas and certificates and print them out.
I love it. Thank you, Drew. Welcome to the show. We appreciate your expertise. We also have Gina. Gina is a witch wanted in 3 different countries. She's currently seeking asylum in Orlando, Florida, which has no laws. Absolutely. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Don't worry, I'm someplace else now.
Who's Interpol? That's weird. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the show, Gina. We welcome your expertise. What do you have? What's on your mind this leap year?
Well, to piggyback, get it to piggyback because it's almost like a leap thing.
Yes.
Also, Drew, as a witch, I did do exactly what you said, and I have a degree in education from UCF from 1993 that I created, but I don't use it on resumes or anything like that. It was more for not getting in trouble with the parents.
Well, the nice thing is no one's going to cross-check your info today, so that's great.
I'm just thinking of our future employers and when they look you up online and all of that.
Right.
Was it done on 1993 PowerPoint or more recent PowerPoint?
Actually, Kinko's, 24-hour Kinko's.
That's where the good PowerPoints are made.
And making friends with the people who had the seal. That's all. That's all it was.
Thank you, Gina. We welcome your expertise. And last but not least, we have Adri, fresh off of a 6-month stint on the International Space Station, holder of many science degrees in astrophysics, but also a botanist. Thank you for coming and spending this evening with us. Adri, what's on your mind tonight?
Getting a new degree in phlebotomy.
Okay.
Digging deep in that one.
Yeah, that's good. That's digging deep. Not everybody knows what phlebotomy is, but go look it up later. We're not here to teach you about phlebotomy. We're here to talk about the topic, which is, of course, leap. Where's my banners?
Why is
right
that,
here.
Adam?
Why is that? Because it is the leap year 2024, which is also an election year. So, of course, that's plenty of things going on in the news cycle.
No.
We're not going to talk about that, though. What I want to do now is get on to the rules because, folks, this is a game show after all. Let's talk about the rules, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a lot of them. For you folks listening at home in the audio podcast, I'm going to read them to you because you can't see the glorious graphics we put together. So what we have is, we have 3 historians, and they are inspired by the topic, which is, of course, I'll put that topic back up for those who forgot. It's LEAP. The true stories, 2 of them will be true. They are factual, which means everything in them is true. So you have the opportunity to learn real things. And then the bluff story is fictional. That's right. There is one story that is a bluff, also known as the titular character of the show. And everything in their story is a bluff, except the obvious things, like we can't tell a story without referencing things like North America or the color blue. Those things obviously exist. So it's not completely a bluff in every sense of the word, but the main narrative of that story will be fake and a bluff. And finally, no audience help is allowed. That's right. You cannot, do not Google this and try to tear down our historians as they are speaking. In fact, we would like you to use your noggin and what you do know and try to call them out. Actually, this is a live show airing right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So you can use the comments section and you can go ahead and poke at us right along with the show. We'll throw some good comments up if you have some and interact with you and engage with you, the audience, because we love you. So I think that's the rules. I think there's only one thing to do from here is to, we're going to introduce, of course, the Round Tracker 9000. Above my head, for those viewing, is the Round Tracker. It's going to tell you where we are because we have 3 historians and 3 rounds. That's 9 segments. They're going to go fast, though. This is not a very long show. So these will light up above my head as we go through to help me and you know where the heck we are in this show and where the stories are. With that said, is everyone ready to get into round number 1?
Yes!
Let's do it.
That's the answer. Let's go to round number 1. It's that beautiful, fresh smell of round 1. It's like it's brand new. It's not tarnished by any bluffs or.
It's the spring of our show.
It is the spring of our show, as well as it's the spring in my step, Gina. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out. We're just gonna go top down over here. So Drew, I'm gonna pull you over to the center. Okay. All right, and you're gonna prepare, and you're gonna give us the very first volley of either truth or bluff. We don't know yet because it's not the end of the show. So hit us with your first round. You've got 75 seconds on the clock, starting now.
Okay, when you were a kid, you most likely played leapfrog with your friends at recess. Just in case anyone's not familiar, leapfrog is the children's game where one person crouches down and another person then places their hands on their back and then vaults over them. This game can be played by many people, and there isn't really any competition going on other than to have fun. Of course, in other countries, this game is called something else. The French version translates to leap sheep. In Romania, they leap over mountain goats. In Italy, it's called La Cavallina, which translates to a small female horse. And in Filipino culture, the game translates to leap cow. But the origins of leapfrog can be traced back to Japan, where, believe it or not, it was more than just a children's game. It was a technique practiced and utilized by various factions of ninjas. Records of ninjas existing in feudal Japan date back to the 12th century. They were covert agents and mercenaries known for their methods of infiltration, ambush, and deception through irregular warfare. Because of this, they were considered dishonorable and beneath the honor of a samurai. And I'll tell you more about how ninjas used leapfrog in round number 2.
Awesome. Wow, we've got a lot going on already. This is great. I'm personally, I have an affinity for ninjas, so I love the story. But it's not about me. It's about you guys. Gina, as a competing historian for the game, what are your thoughts about Drew's story so far?
Well, I thought there's several things. The images were evocative of leap sheep and leap cow. There are 2 things. If you're a male and you're leaping over a mountain goat that has horns, perhaps that mountain goat was of the jumpy variety, I think that would be a very bad game. And also, leap cow, aren't they like taller than humans? Well, they are taller than me. I'm short, but like still. So it's just, I'm not sure. This is a lot of horse manure is all I'm saying.
Oh man, okay, all right, yeah. There are huge cows. Some cows are massive hulks.
Yeah,
of
like it was called
creatures.
leap calf. Like that would be one thing, but like it's leap cow.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good take, Adri. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are this: ninjas are like the Navy SEALs of ancient military, right?
That's true.
I can't imagine the Navy SEALs training with leap seal. You know what I mean? I'm having a really hard time imagining a ninja learning how to be a ninja playing leapfrog or whatever.
But don't you want to see it though? Like even though like I want to see it. Yeah, 100%.
The next Mortal Kombat movie needs to have this.
Yeah.
This isn't a bluff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good take. Well, on that note, so that's our first historian. So now we're going to go to the next historian in round one, which is Adri. So
Hey.
Adri, I'm going to put you up into the middle. Now we're going to change topics. Well, not the topic is still leap, but now it's going to be your story about leap, which we're now going to hear. You've got 75 seconds. Let's go.
All right. So history tells us that Napoleon Bonaparte's most upsetting defeat came at Waterloo, but it may have actually occurred 8 years earlier after a French emperor was attacked by a relentless horde of rabbits. There's a couple versions of the story, but most people agree that it took place in July of 1807. Napoleon had recently signed the treaties of Tilsit, which ended the war between the French Empire and Imperial Russia. For the celebration, his chief of staff, Alexander Berthier, had arranged a luncheon and followed by a hunting expedition of rabbits. So he, some people say that he took in hundreds of bunnies, while others claim he took thousands, 3,000 bunnies to this field. And regardless, there were a lot of rabbits, and Berthier's men caged them all, put them in the field, and when Napoleon started the hunting session, they released the rabbits. The rabbits came out, and instead of running, which is what they should have done, run away from their predators, they ran towards their predators, Napoleon and the whole hunter people there. The next section is going to unfold what happened after that.
All right. Thank you, Adri, for that amazing start. Okay, so that was our second entry for round one. Before we move on, let's give our other historians a chance to comment on that. So let's start with Drew this time. Drew, let's hear what your take is. On the bunnies.
3,000 bunnies, huh? That sounds like a party at the Playboy Mansion back in the day.
Oh, silk robes everywhere.
That's all.
All right, fair. Good one. All right, Gina.
I thought they hunted fox. Am I the only one who, or foxes? I don't know what the plural
foxes,
fox
I
is.
think.
Foxes, okay. But I thought that was what, maybe that's British people. I don't know. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's true, but I think maybe they were out of fox at the local store, and so they went with bunnies.
So I'm gonna go with that's my first little red flag first.
Oh, the first one. You have more.
Yeah. Well, because I'm sorry, it's just so ridiculous.
Don't hold back.
No, I don't have. It's just okay. So I don't know. Let's just hop on over to the next story, and I will give you more information. I'm just curious.
Okay.
What is gonna happen?
No, that sounds good. All right. Well, I would be remiss not to put up a latent comment from the first installment from Drew's Run. You get a shrug from the audience.
Aww.
That's it. That's all you got. So I didn't want to leave our audience member hanging. You count. You matter. So thank you for the shrug. So let's see. Let's go back to here. So the round tracker says one more person is left. That's you, Gina.
Yeah.
Let's get you up to the middle.
Wait.
I'll wait. We'll wait. We got all the time in the world.
What in the? Oh, I found it. Okay, I'm ready.
All the time. Okay, your round one begins right now.
There was a gentleman named James Jumper Wild, and he worked at a railway station in 1882 in Cape Town, South Africa. He was what they call a signalman, and what that means is that before electricity, he would light the lamps that housed the signals for the trains, and he pulled all the levers to change the different tracks. So when the trains were coming in, he knew the schedule, and he would flip them to the different tracks when it was time. But he also, in his spare time, would go down to the train yard, and he loved to jump from train to train. And one day he was on top of a train, and he was trying to jump from one car to the other, and he fell, and another car, the caboose, ran him over, and he lost both of his legs. Well, he replaced it at the knee, and so he replaced his legs with peg legs, wooden, and he was working kind of like he still would go, and he made himself like a little cart to get himself to work. He lived a half-mile away, and to get himself home, and then he would just lean against the wall and stand on his peg legs and move the levers while he was at work. Well, he started to get older, and he started to get tired, and he was having trouble getting to and from work because he lived so far. So what he did, I'll tell you in the next round.
Okay, well, I cannot wait for the next round. Also, I'm going to deduct a couple points, Gina, for illustrating a person with peg leg running like this. I don't know. That seemed derogatory to me somehow, and I can't exactly put my finger on it.
In my head, I was trying to think if I had peg legs, I'd probably need more arm motions.
Yeah.
It just made sense in my head, Adam.
All right. But patience can be a virtue with peg-legged people. Just saying,
fair,
it doesn't have to be hasty. So, Adri, let's hear your thoughts on the peg-leg-a-thon.
So, was his last name actually Jumper, and he jumped from, or was that his nickname, James the Jumper?
It was his nickname. For those of you at home also that are listening to the podcast, I did air quotes for the nickname, but sorry about that. I guess I should have.
Bunny.
That's.
Yeah.
We need a sound effect to go with that at some point. We'll maybe do that in post. We'll see. Okay,
Yeah,
is that satisfying?
I just wanted to clarify if it was a coincidence or if I missed something there.
No, this apparently was a habit he did often. So until the leg thing. So
that sounds like something my mom would say. Stop jumping on things or you're going to lose both of your legs to the caboose.
Yeah, sounds like exactly.
There's a story behind every warning that a mother gives.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Drew, what's your take?
Quick, just factual question. Did we get a year on this story? Did I miss that?
1882.
1882. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, when, that adds up with
good check.
The rest of the story. So
no, that's a good check, Drew.
And you know what? It's occurs to me that it's sad that he fell and got run over by the caboose. That tells me that he almost made it. He made it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So close.
So close.
So almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and leaping from train to train. Okay.
Oh, man.
I know, so close. Well, okay, here we are. The dots are lit up. We've got all three dots for round one. So we've heard from all of our historians, and it's now time to move into round number 2. Take it in. This is round number 2. The times are shorter. Instead of 75 seconds, you're only going to get 60 seconds to tell your part of the story. And after this, there's only round 3 left to complete. So
it smells different.
It does. It's got a fruity nature to it. It's a different whole, I don't know. I don't taste wine, so I couldn't describe it. Okay, so let's do it in the same order. So, Drew, I'm going to have you go again to kick us off, and you're going to tell your part 2 of your story. 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
So today, the skills considered necessary to become a ninja are studied in classroom as ninjutsu, but it didn't start out that way. It started out as a mixture of espionage and survival skills. When I say survival skills, this includes farming and mining techniques, and it also incorporated using the mind to troubleshoot and problem solve. Because of this, by the 15th century, ninjas were actually born into the profession where traditions were kept and passed down through the family. This is where we first have records of young ninjas training by playing leapfrog. Young ninjas started their training learning survival, doing survival and scouting techniques. Physical training was also important. They practiced long distance running, swimming, and a version of hide and seek that emphasized the art of becoming invisible. And then there was leapfrog, which helped them master both climbing and jumping. And I'll tell you how a fully trained ninja would incorporate these skills in battle in my next class.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that final installment of the ninja training story. This is great. Okay, let's get some takes. Gina, what do you got? Ninjutsu.
We can't get the ninjas to train like we want when they're 7, so we'll make up some games. I love this story so much. Like, I want to know, like, hide and seek. That's a good one. Like, how was freeze tag used? Like, I want to know all the things.
I hope lawn darts come into play somewhere.
Yes.
I really do. All right, Adrian.
And they probably had they're the lawn 5 stars. Like,
yeah, you just throw them up. It doesn't matter how they land. It's great.
Yeah.
Adri, ninjas, go.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing coming to mind is my nephews who are not ninja kids. It's probably a good thing that you're born into this profession, because like my nephews don't do anything like physical whatsoever. So I can't imagine them doing any of this stuff. And that's like all I'm thinking about right now. Is that they're doing ninjutsu, and I don't even know.
Also, that sounds made up. Ninjutsu, is that a thing?
Ninjutsu.
I thought it was jujitsu.
I think I've heard of it. Or is that Ninjago? That's a Lego.
We're all in the same family.
Ninjago.
Ninja. Sorry, I don't
Which
speak
could
Lego.
also be said Ninja Go.
Oh,
I have heard
is that a
it.
fact?
It's
no
Ninja.
idea.
I call it Ninja Joe because I'm not with the
Ninja Joe
times.
Yeah, it's like G.I. Joe. But okay, moving on.
Okay,
Let's get
moving.
another historian up. We only have one dot, so that means we're moving on to Adri. We're going to go back to Adri's story. Adri, are you ready for your next installment?
I'm ready.
60 seconds on the clock. It's yours.
So Napoleon, accompanied by beaters and gun bearers, the rabbits were released from their cages. The hunt was on, but something happened. Instead of running for the forest, the rabbits and the bunnies started running towards Napoleon and his men. Hundreds, thousands of bunnies gunned it for the world's most powerful man. Napoleon's party had a good laugh at first, but as the onslaught continued, their concern grew. The sea of long-eared rabbits was storming towards Napoleon quicker than revolutionaries had stormed the Bastille. Napoleon tried shooting them with his riding crop, and his men grabbed sticks and started chasing the rabbits. But eventually, the rabbits broke off into like teams and swarmed around the like outside of the perimeter. What happened next? It seemed as though they had succeeded in fighting off the rabbits, but the rabbits were not done. So, part 3 in the third round.
Okay. Man, I love the suspense is building here. It's I'm riveted. I can't wait to. All right, go, Drew. Let's start with you. I'm going to start with Drew.
Are you riveted?
You know, I haven't seen that Napoleon movie with Joaquin Phoenix, but I sure hope this is part of that project.
Oh, please let this be part of the movie.
I just feel like Napoleon just wanted somebody to love.
Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
Somebody.
Oh, that's good, Drew. I'll leave you there. Gina,
Well,
what's your take?
I just like the part where they broke off into teams. These rabbits were organized. They're like an army, you know. So like
Bunny union.
What'd you say?
A bunny union.
Yeah, like they've organized. And like
Onion.
and then I want the last part of the story to be that his chief of staff wanted his job and coded him in whatever bunnies go after, like so that they chased only
Lettuce.
Yeah, they coded him in lettuce.
I'm picturing the bunny teams like they all had matching jerseys, so you knew which teams were which.
Yeah,
and
like different colors.
with their little names on their back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
I could picture
But
it. This is
camouflage,
great.
though, you know, because they're in the woods, so they got to have camo.
Camo jerseys, bunnies. Okay, but this is off the rails. So we've got Gina. You got to close out our round.
Okay.
You're the. Yeah,
I'm afraid it doesn't get much better, just so you know.
Okay. Well, you set the stage, so let's hear it. You got 60 seconds on the clock. Hit it.
So one day, James was in the local market, and he was introduced to a baboon named Jack. Jack was helpful in the market where he would take carts around from different tents. And so the owner of Jack saw the plight of James, the jumper, who had his peg legs, and he gave him his baboon. Jack and James became very good friends. James actually lived with him, and Jack was able to. The baboon lived with the jumper, and the jumper was able to teach the baboon different things, including pushing his little trolley that he made to go to and from work. And in fact, it was up a hill, so he'd push him up the hill. Then the baboon would jump into the car with him and ride down the hill together. And they he would hold on to him. It was adorable. So then one day, Jumper said, "Do you want to learn how to do the levers?" And the little baboon went and took the hat off of Jumper, and he put it on. And then Jumper taught him how to do the levers for the signals for the train. And I'll tell you more in a minute.
I don't know. You said it couldn't get better, but I'm kind of feeling like this is getting a tie. All right, let's see, Adri, how you feeling about Jumper and the baboon? Go ahead.
I'm speechless.
No.
This is how really bad stories happen, or really bad accidents happen. You let an animal have the control.
He already has no legs.
That's how the Hindenburg went down. Why is he frantic? Maybe he's patient. I'm rooting for patience. Okay, all right. That's frantic. Drew?
Yeah, this is crazy. So Gina, she said baboon the first time, and I was like, she didn't say baboon. And then she said it a second time. I was like, baboon. And then she said it like a third and fourth and maybe a fifth time. I'm like, she's talking about like an actual baboon.
Yeah.
So it took a few tries for it to sink in that, yeah, this is really happening. This story.
This is happening. Yep, it's happening, Drew.
Is it true? Right. I'm still undecided.
All right. Okay, that's it. Well, let's take a look at the board. We're all full up for round 2. That can only mean we're moving straight along into round number 3. Round number 3, where the points are doubled, which never mattered anyway, but here we are. But the one thing that's changed is your time is now 45 seconds to wrap up your stories. We're going to do it in the same order we've been going in. So, Drew, we're about to hear the last installation of the ninja story. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's go.
A ninja working alone would have to be creative to infiltrate enemy grounds with a little ingenuity and maybe some parkour action that might be successful. But as a team, they could infiltrate enemy grounds much easier. They could leapfrog their way over a moat in the middle of the night. And then they would use the same leapfrog technique to build a human tower in order to scale a wall. And in battle in general, leapfrogging could be used as kind of a dual attack where one would go high and the other would go low to take out their enemy. Now, there's a Japanese sport that's still played today. You might have seen this in the news called Bo Taoshi, where two teams compete to scale a pole and capture a flag by creating human towers. This game and leapfrogging can both be traced back to ancient ninja techniques.
And there it is.
Holy cow! I can totally see that. The building of the things and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that show at Epcot.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Epcot at Disney World, I'm pretty sure that show happens. Gina, let's hear it. What do you got?
Well, that's exactly it. The more you talk, the more I'm like, I can see that. But then I'm also like, I don't know. And then I'm also like, it could be plausible. But then I think, well, it beats bunnies. And then I think this is the hard one.
Does it?
Does it? Yeah. It's open question. Adri, what do you think? Ninjas?
I'm right there with Gina. I can see it happening. It sounds completely plausible, but also completely ridiculous. So I am at a loss.
Is truth stranger than fiction or not? We don't know on this
There
one.
you go.
All right, Drew has wrapped up his story on the third round. So let's now go to Adri. You're going to wrap up your story.
Okay.
This is the rabbit story,
Yes.
as I recall. With
Yes.
Let's hear it. 45 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay, so Napoleon and his men basically retreat to their carriage. They're trying to get the carriage going, but the rabbits are attacking every part of it, the wheel, the covers, the horses that are pulling the carriage. Eventually, they get away and the attack stops. What ended up happening was his chief of staff, instead of getting like wild rabbits who would naturally have a fear of humans and run, they got domestic rabbits.
Classic.
And starved them. They kept them so hungry. So when they opened up the gates, they didn't see them as like predators. They saw them as they have food. Let's go get them. And that's when they attacked Napoleon and his men. And that is the story of Napoleon and the bunnies. The bunny revolution.
Oh my.
Oh, wow! It really did end in a theatrical way. That's Hollywood all the way. Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, what an unfortunate time for the carriage to stall, trying to retreat.
They couldn't. The keys going. It's just.
So this all just really at the end of the day, I think Napoleon just had a bad hair day.
Oh my God!
Oh.
That's good.
Good
Thank
one.
you
I
very
relinquished
much.
my time. That was too good.
Oh man, yeah. All right, Gina.
No, I relinquished my time. That was
Relinquished.
perfect.
That's good.
That
Okay.
was great.
Very good. All right, then. That only means we are going to finish up the round. So, Gina, we're going to get your last installment of your story about Peg Leg Leaper. And you've got 45 seconds on the clock. Go.
All right, so James put Jack the baboon on the payroll, and in fact, gave him 8 cents more per day than he received. He worked there for 9 years, and then one day a customer called the railway and complained. So they sent a person that worked at the railway to go and observe. They discovered that, he did it really well and he didn't mess up. So they allowed it. What ended up happening was everybody would make friends with him. The two of them would dress alike. And eventually when 9 years later, poor little Jack the baboon died of tuberculosis. The whole town came and went to the funeral with him, and they had some words and they said goodbye. And it was the saddest. It was like his little best friend, and they had sort of a shorthand. And he was so smart, the baboon, that they were able to almost communicate as if they were talking.
Wow.
Very beautiful story.
That's a beautiful story. That's amazing. There. Okay, I'm not going to say a damn thing.
No, do please.
No. Let's hear from the historians. Adri, let's start with you. The wrapping up of the baboon and leaper. Go ahead.
It was a very beautiful story. It sounded a lot like Michael Jackson's only friend, the chimp.
Was it Coco?
Bubbles.
Bubbles, thank you.
Bubbles, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cute. I don't know if I believe all of it. I'm at a loss of words right now. Completely.
Okay. All right.
Really? After your story?
This is 3 layers. This is a 3-layer ridiculous sandwich. Drew, let's hear your take.
So it's crazy to me that Jack was put on the payroll, made more 8 cents more than Jumper. But that, if someone's on the payroll, that means they also get like vacation time. And, what was the 401k options there too? Like, the Jack, did he, up until he passed, did he have at least like a good retirement, like
severance package?
Yeah.
Well, he had the severance package before he got the baboon.
Wait,
oh
what?
My God.
No, wait a second. I don't even know if I followed that, but it sounded like it needed a trombone.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, let's see. We've heard all the stories. All of the dots on the Round Tracker 9000 are lit up. So that means we are done our rounds. Our historians have told their stories. But now we're going to go around the horn one more time and just get each historian to say who they think is the actual bluff of the show. Let's start with Drew.
Okay. Well, this is a classic conundrum of do you go with rabbits or baboons? And it's just really like
Classic.
I had a nickel, but I'm gonna have to take a leap of faith here.
Oh my God!
And say that the baboon story. I'm just gotta say Gina is the bluff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Noted. All right, we got to for Gina from Drew. So let's go then to Gina. Gina, what are your thoughts?
Drew votes for me every time. Gosh, this is a hard one because I feel like I've seen the ninja people do the things, where they climb on each other and stuff like that. Or maybe that's dancers. I'm not sure. Either way, amazing feats of strength. And then the bunny thing I don't know. I grew up on a farm. I have never seen a bunny do any kind of cannibalism. Did Napoleon get hurt? Like, was Napoleon?
He got bit.
It's like a swarm of bees, but they're bunnies. Of course, there were injuries. Adri. Okay, all right. Gina votes Adri. All right, Gina votes for Adri. So let's go to you, Adri. Who do you think is bluffing?
God, this is really, really, really ridiculously too hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go just on a factor of ridiculousness with Gina.
Okay. All right.
Because why would James pay his monkey more than he was making? But at the same time, the bamboo's check was going to James anyway, so really he doubled his salary.
That's true. I hadn't thought about the economics of that setup. Man.
Yeah.
All right, your vote is cast. Boy, oh boy. All right, well, folks, it's time for now. Nobody. We've got some viewers, but you're being silent, so you can also cast your votes now. You may not get your vote in before the reveal, which is about to happen, but we will show and discuss your votes. So go ahead and get those in the comment section.
Everybody comment.
I know, but the time is upon us, and it is time. I'm going to step off of our virtual stage here, and I'm going to line up our potential bluffs. Here's our historians. Was your bluff for this show of Leap, was it Drew? Or was your bluff Adri? Or could your bluff have been Gina? I shall reveal. Now, for the show Leap, your bluff was Drew.
Oh my God.
That's right, it was Drew, and guess what? He got away scot-free, if my notes are correct. We're gonna see though if anyone chimes in from the audience. We do have a new comment here. We have Melissa chiming in who thought Gina was the bluff. Wrong, Melissa. Go think about that. You know what you've done. That's all we have.
No, you're wrong, Melissa, because Jack spent his 20 cents a day on beer.
So that's true. Baboon was hot, and the railway saw it, and they were even cool with it. They're like, all right, I guess he's got it.
They checked it out, and he was like, he's very smart. Like, he's very smart.
That's an amazing story in and of itself. Now, Adri, your story was real? Bunnies attacked Napoleon. This better be in the new movie. Oh, God, please be in the new movie. That's amazing. I want that to happen so much.
We'll do a follow-up episode when...
I hope so. We should put that on the calendar. We should do like a History Bluffs movie review for history accuracy. On any historic piece films.
If you ever looked up Napoleon, just do a whole episode on him. Oh my God.
I know. His hat alone could be a trilogy. Okay, and then finally, Drew, I just want to go to you one more time. What was your inspiration for this ninja story?
I just thought of the game Leapfrog, and then I tried looking up like the origin of Leapfrog, and there really wasn't much. Now all the different names from the different cultures and countries, that part has had some truth to it. So like the leap cow and goat.
There's really.
Yeah, that's what.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for educating. That's great.
That's great.
Well,
that's the part of the story I didn't believe.
We do bill ourselves as an educational show, so that's great. Thank you, Drew, for respecting that. We all appreciate it. All right. Well, I think that's it. We've covered Leap on this Leap year. Sorry, audience at home, that we didn't catch Leap Day itself. It didn't fall on a Wednesday, which is when we do our live shows. But we're glad you came here. We are here every week. And this has been Drew and Gina and Adri. My name is Adam, and this is History Bluffs. You can catch us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And, of course, you can watch us on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. You can watch us live or recorded. We'll see you next time. Laugh and learn.